Hey, welcome back to Fab Fun. My name is Logan, and today we're going to do a review on the Massey Ferguson 2607H. This has been the main powerhouse for doing any work around the property, and it has treated me well, so let's do a quick review now that I've got over 100 hours on it. Stay tuned. I've put quite a few hours on this tractor. In the last few months working on the pond dam project, I don't put a lot of hours on the tractor compared to people who, run a real farm. This is kind of a smaller homestead operation and reclaiming land at the moment, but about 111 hours now, and I'm really happy with this Massey. It's got an 84-inch bucket, 74 horse, 3-cylinder Simpson diesel. It was modeled after the Perkins design. It has R1 ag tires. It's 4-wheel drive. It is a mechanical shuttle. It has 2 ranges and 4 speeds, giving you 8 separate speeds forwards and backwards. I'm pretty happy with everything on the tractor. To get more in depth on the review, I guess mechanically, I've not had an issue with the tractor. No real problems, nothing that I had to take it in and get serviced. All very, very simple. It does not have the diesel particulate filter. It doesn't need it. It burns clean enough without it, so I don't have to go through any kind of regen mode. That's really nice. It's one of the big features of why I bought the tractor. Another one is just the stance of the tractor overall. For the price, the horsepower, the weight, and then the stance, because I have a lot of hillside, this tractor actually keeps all the drivetrain, the engine, everything sits a little bit lower than most tractors this size and this horsepower range. I think part of that reason is it brings the differential off to the side and the drive shaft goes beside the oil pan. That helps to tuck everything down and be a little bit tighter and have a lower center of gravity. So really like that. I know I'm kind of bouncing around here. I didn't think that I would like this fuel tank being here because I thought maybe I would kick something up and puncture it. I haven't had a problem at all. I've used this tractor almost like a bulldozer and no issues with that at all. It's very convenient when you're filling it up. For guys that don't have a lot of upper body strength or maneuverability, you don't want to be filling something up on the hood of the tractor. And sometimes even the tanks that are on the back are sitting quite a bit higher. And if you're pouring out of 5-gallon cans, this is really your best option. So pretty happy with that. Happy with the way it feels, the way the wheels are spaced out right now. I'm about 83 inches wide from the outside to the outside on the back, and about 73 inches wide on the front. Again, that's an 84-inch bucket, so I clear my path with that bucket. I've made a few other attachments for it. We'll get into that a little bit later, but overall, I'm really happy with this tractor. I know I'm bouncing around all over the place, but I'm just gonna spew every thought that comes into my mind about this as I'm looking around. Mechanically, again, really happy with it. Operation, the way it feels, everything is great. If I could recommend a few things for Massey to improve, one of them would be possibly the ergonomics in the operator station. As far as the comfort goes, the seat could be a little bit more comfortable, but it is okay. If you're spending hours and hours in the seat without getting off the tractor, you probably would want something just a little bit more comfortable, but it's okay. It's fine. I think it meets expectations without really impressing anybody. There are some adjustments that you can make to the seat. The way I've got mine set up, being 6 foot tall and about 230 pounds, I am able to get off and on the tractor very easily, even though you have to step over this little hump. Some of the operating stations for tractors are smooth, have a flat deck all the way across. This hasn't been a problem at all. It's only a few inches up higher. Maybe when I'm 60 or 70, this might get in my way. And especially taking these steps up and down might be less comfortable, but for a tractor this size, you're going to do a little bit of climbing to get on the tractor. As far as setting on the seat, operating the tractor, most of the controls are easy to access, but if you spend 6 or 7 hours non-stop in the seat without getting off or on, you're going to start to notice some of the controls are just a few inches away from where they probably should be. And I think that's a concern for people who are going to spend lots and lots of time in the seat. The pros and cons to having a really tight ergonomical operating station is it makes it harder to get off and on the tractor. You're like prying yourself out of the controls, or you have to squeeze down into the seat a little bit. This gives you plenty of room to move around. If I'm getting off, getting on the tractor, I'm hooking up chains, I'm doing all kinds of stuff, operating the saws, this has been great. But in the few times where I've spent hours and hours just nonstop in the seat, I'm wishing some of these controls were a little bit closer. The lift arm operation could be a little bit higher, closer to the operator. The loader control valve here could be on the fender and make it a little bit easier to operate. This is a little bit stiff. If you're doing a lot of loader work for hours and hours, it's a lot to operate back and forth. Could be a little bit easier to move. But again, this is fine for what it is. But if you're going to complain or you're going to make some recommendations, it's just to make overall the entire operating station just a little bit easier on the user. It hasn't caused a problem. It just could be more comfortable. That being said, I don't really have any complaints. It's just a suggestion. The lift eyes back here on the lift arms, having those adjustable where you can pop this down and slide them out when you're going to hook up a 3-point implement, great. The quick attach, also recommended. I don't know why anyone anywhere would ever get a tractor with a loader that doesn't have a quick attach. If it's an option, get it. The R1 Ag tires, these are Goodyears. They've held up really well. I haven't noticed really any wear to them at all, but I don't spend very much time on the road. I only go about 300 yards down the road to my parents' or grandfather's house, maybe once a month on the road. The rest of the time I'm off road, so haven't been rough on the tires at all, but they do hold really well. I was used to a smaller tractor. It was an AGCO ST35 that weighed quite a bit less than this tractor and was sitting on R4s. If you're really going to do work outside of your own yard or constant hard surface work, R1s are the tires for you. The question that probably needs to be answered at a 100-hour review is, knowing what I know now with the experience that I have and having the same needs around the property, would I make the same purchase? Well, the Massey Ferguson 2607H has proven to be very, very handy around the property. I haven't had any mechanical issues with it, and I've been impressed with its ability, with the weight, the power, just the usefulness around the property, reclaiming land and operating on hillsides. It's been very handy. Definitely impressed just about every time I get on the tractor. If you're considering getting a utility class tractor anywhere from 50 to 75 horse, this is a great tractor to look at. It is a little bit of a utilitarian approach. The ergonomics aren't probably as good as a few other brands, but at the price point, it's probably a little bit more lucrative for those operating on a budget and just needing the power and the weight that Massey Ferguson offers in this model. If you want something a little bit more comfortable, take a close look at the Kubota M7060. That was probably my runner-up when I was looking at getting a tractor. I know Ben Kennedy at K&H Tractors, great YouTube channel. He has an M6060 and has done a lot of work with that, so check out that channel. There's quite a few others that have that M series tractor that have a lot of success with them. But as far as me, I'm still a fan of Massey. If I were to buy it again or looking for a tractor, I would definitely buy this one again. Guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up if you like the content. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll catch you next time. Have fun.